So we're sightseeing in Coffeyville when we got some time between presentations. So we're gonna briefly check out the Dalton Museum.
And what was interesting about it was she was acquitted actually for the murder because he came at her with a knife first. They don't mention that in many of the versions of the song. In fact, they mention it in hardly any of the versions of the song.
Clear-cut case of self-defense.
Right. But the most interesting thing was she actually lived long enough to hear, the ballad get popular, and she lived long enough to see it made into a movie, and that made her mad because they were telling lies. So she sued. In the 30s, they made a movie with Mae West and
Cary Grant.
And they decided, she decided, nope, done with that. And so she sued Republic Pictures for it and said, this isn't right. And in the 20s, there had been a scholar who had gotten up and said, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this song was about Frankie Baker. And they paid him $2,000 as an expert witness to recant his statement and say that the song was not about her. So she lost the case, but she got to get up on the stand and tell her story. And so she was a bad girl, but we don't like to celebrate her too much in the song. Instead, we kind of downplay it. So she's just a bad girl, and she gets hers in most of the versions. But there are bad boys, and we like to sing about them, and generally we kind of celebrate them. And there's probably no better boy than Stagger Lee.
Yeah. Stagger Lee is someone who's popped up in a lot of different songs, maybe about 4 dozen, I think. And he became someone I was really fascinated with because if you listen to, I don't know, maybe like 10 of the songs in a row, or maybe 20 of the songs in a row, well, you start getting this bizarre tale. Stagger Man is a large and scary man who cheats at gambling, loses his hat, gets really upset about that, shoots family man Billy Lyons, and maybe wipes out the entire bar. The sheriff is too afraid to go after him, so he is eventually caught up with. Justice is brought about. He is hanged. And then he goes down and terrorizes the devil, takes over the devil's spot.
Like that's how bad he is.
Like he's that bad.
Well, what's interesting is that he's a real person too.
Yeah, he's a real person. But all the songs have one thing in common, and they're all cheering Stagger Lee's name, like he's some sort of champion. And I'm sort of curious about that. So I go back and I'm looking at old news clippings and police reports and things like that, which are accessible because the internet is amazing. And it turns out that Stag Lee, I'm going to forget his last name right now, but Stag Lee Shelton was a real guy who, according to police reports, wandered into a bar and got into a political conversation with Mr. Billy Lyons, who had no relations, actually, no family, no kids to call upon for mercy. But so Stag Lee and Billy get into a conversation about politics, which I guess you should just never do in a bar, and they get kind of heated, and Billy reaches over with one hand and goes after Stag's very, very flamboyant Stetson with one hand and pulls a knife with the other. Yeah, that's my face too. But Stagger was carrying a pistol and shot him in the left kidney. So he went to jail for that, but was let out after 8 years because of good behavior.
Interestingly enough, this all happens in the same town as Frankie Baker.
Yeah.
In fact,
maybe
almost
even
on
the same street, Target Street, which is kind of a cool thing. Maybe even written by the same original writer. So over the years, this tale gets blown out of the way, it gets huge, to the point that there's no way this sordid tale is ever going to make it prime time. But in around 1958, Lloyd Price records a version of this that goes on to actually make it big by taking out a look at stuff. And created the first #1 American hit to ever be censored on television.
There you go. But people love to sing this song. Everybody from Woody Guthrie to the Grateful Dead have versions of it. So the one we're going to do is kind of a mixture of Lloyd Price's and Woody Guthrie's versions.
Tell me about the night.
The night was clear and the moon was yellow and the leaves came tumbling down. That's the sound of the leaves. Sounds really good. Go on the sound.
So we're getting a Kansas rainstorm. It's coming in sideways. There's the train that's across the street from our hotel. I already filmed it.
But it's heavier now. Holy crap. Amazing.
It's exciting.
What kind of weather's gonna be, Heather?
It's gonna rain.
That's right. Okay, that's enough of that.
You're gonna get hit with it.
Well, this is one of the reasons why we're in Kansas. That's the little house on the prairie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah! Yay!
Oh, great. Meanwhile, hell no! Holy crap! I'm sorry about your car, Heather.
Oh, there's nothing. No, that's not that big. But it's down.
Ow, 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 ow! Oh, is the weasel gonna eat it?
No! You don't eat
No,
hail.
where that hail's
eat
been. Hell no.
Oh.
Pa says never eat the hail.
Does Paul ever really say that? What about, what?
Oh, Albert. He never existed in the books, and he gets addicted to heroin later on in the show because that happened. No, it didn't.
Really? Oh.
The show's full of lies,
So ilyAIMY's hunkered down in the hotel room because there's really just, we don't have anything else to do.
and it's hailing outside.
And it's hailing outside. So we've resorted to video games and whatever Heather's doing and sewing that Kristen's making.
ilyAIMY bling for my case.
Yay. Thank you, Mara, for making a fantastic patch. Kristen's attaching it to her cello case now. And it's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's already awesome, but now it's gonna be like attached to awesome. Huzzah. Maybe it'll stop hailing.